آزاد کشمیر پولیس کے ترجمان ایس ایس پی خاور علی شوکت نیوز کانفرنس کر رہے ہیں۔
اپنے بچوں پر نظر رکھیں، اپنے بچوں کو ان ناپاک عزائم سے دور رکھیں، کیونکہ یہ لوگ گمراہ کن پروپیگنڈے کے ذریعے، اشتعال انگیز بیانیے کے ذریعے نہ صرف ریاستی نوجوانوں کو ریاست کے خلاف اکسا رہے ہیں بلکہ ان کے مستقبل کے ساتھ کھیل رہے ہیں، جو نہ صرف نوجوانوں کے مفاد میں ہے بلکہ یہ جو اقدامات ہیں اور جس طرح سے یہ پرتشدد کارروائیاں کی جا رہی ہیں، اس سے ریاستی تشخص، ریاستی امن جو ہے وہ متاثر ہوگا۔ آخر میں کالعدم عوامی ایکشن کمیٹی کے سربراہوں کو یہ تنبیہ کرتا ہوں کہ وہ تمام مغوی ہائی وے پولیس کے اہلکاروں کو فوری بحفاظت رہا کریں۔ ریاست ان اہلکاروں کی جان و سلامتی کے معاملے میں کسی قسم کا دباؤ تسلیم نہیں کرے گی۔ اگر ان مغوی اہلکاروں کو کسی بھی قسم کا نقصان پہنچا تو ان کی رہائی میں مزید رکاوٹ ڈالی گئی یا ان کے اہلکاروں کو دمکانے کا سلسلہ جاری رہا تو اس کے بعد ریاست کسی قسم کا آپ کے ساتھ رعایت نہیں برتے گی۔ اگر ریاستی ریٹ کو چیلنج کیا گیا، ریاستی اداروں کے اہلکاروں کو تشدد کیا گیا یا ان کو حملے کر کے اغوا کر کے ریاستی نظام کو مفلوج کرنے کی کوشش کی گئی تو ریاست بھرپور طریقے سے اپنے قانونی اور آئینی طریقے سے اپنی ذمہ داری پوری کرے گی اور ان عناصر کے خلاف فیصلہ کن اور سخت ترین کارروائی عمل میں لائی جائے گی۔ ریاستی ریٹ، عوام کی جان و مال کا تحفظ اور قانون کی بالادستی ہر صورت برقرار رکھی جائے گی، اور جو بھی شخص یا گروہ ریاستی ریٹ کو چیلنج کرے گا یا قانون اپنے ہاتھ میں لے گا تو قانون کے مطابق اسے منطقی انجام تک پہنچایا جائے گا۔
ایران کے خلاف جنگ کے باعث امریکی طیارہ بردار بحری بیڑے پر تعیناتی طویل ہونے سے متعدد اہلکاروں نے خودکشی کی کوشش کی ہے۔ امریکی میڈیا کے مطابق تعیناتی طویل ہونے سے امریکی طیارہ بردار بحری بیڑے USS ابراہیم لنکن پر کئی اہلکاروں نے سمندر میں کود کر خودکشی کی کوشش کی ہے۔ امریکی نیوز ویب سائٹ کے مطابق ایک اہلکار کی اہلیہ نے بتایا کہ طویل اور مسلسل ڈیوٹی کے باعث ان کے شوہر نے جہاز سے کودنے کی کوشش کی، جبکہ بحری بیڑے کے عملے نے کئی دیگر اہلکاروں کو ایسا کرنے سے روکا۔ رپورٹ میں جہاز پر خوراک اور بنیادی اشیاء ضروریہ کی قلت کا بھی دعویٰ کیا گیا ہے۔ تاہم امریکی بحریہ نے جہاز پر خودکشی کی کوششوں یا ذہنی صحت کے مسائل میں اضافے کی تردید کرتے ہوئے کہا ہے کہ USS ابراہیم لنکن پر ایسے واقعات میں اضافہ نہیں دیکھا گیا۔ میڈیا رپورٹس کے مطابق تقریباً 5000 امریکی سیلرز اور مرینز مسلسل 250 دن سے زیادہ عرصے سے جہاز پر تعینات ہیں۔ طیارہ بردار بحری بیڑا ابراہیم لنکن کی طویل تعیناتی سے بیزار امریکی فوجی خودکشی کی کوشش کرنے لگے ہیں۔ امریکی میڈیا کی رپورٹ کے مطابق تقریباً 9 مہینے کی ریکارڈ تعیناتی سے خوراک کی قلت، گرم پانی، نکاسی اور صفائی کے مسائل کے ساتھ ذہنی مسائل کا شکار کئی فوجی خودکشی کی کوشش کر چکے ہیں۔ رپورٹ پر ڈیموکریٹ ارکان کانگریس کا اظہار تشویش۔ سینیٹر روبن گیلیگو نے ٹرمپ کی غیر قانونی جنگ میں امریکی فوجیوں سے برتاؤ کو قابل نفرت اور خطرناک قرار دے دیا۔ ڈیموکریٹ ارکان کانگریس نے ٹرمپ انتظامیہ سے تحقیقات کا مطالبہ کیا ہے۔ مشرق وسطی میں تعینات ابراہیم لنکن پر عملے اور فوجیوں سمیت 5000 افراد موجود ہیں۔ امریکی جریدے نیشنل انٹرسٹ نے پاکستان کی عسکری مہارت، سعودی مالی وسائل اور ترک دفاعی صنعت کے امتزاج کو ایک مضبوط نئے دفاعی صنعتی مرکز کی بنیاد قرار دیا ہے۔ نیشنل انٹرسٹ کی رپورٹ میں کہا گیا کہ مکہ معاہدہ گہرے سفارتی اور عسکری اثرات کے ساتھ ساتھ ایک مربوط دفاعی صنعتی نظام کی شکل اختیار کر سکتا ہے۔ پاکستان عالمی دفاعی منڈی میں ایک ابھرتی ہوئی طاقت ہے اور زمینی، بحری اور فضائی دفاعی نظام کی مکمل رینج برآمد کرنے کی صلاحیت رکھتا ہے۔ پاکستان کی بختربند گاڑیوں، ہتھیاروں اور گولہ بارود کی بڑے پیمانے پر پیداوار کی صلاحیت کو سعودی مالی وسائل اور ترک جدید ٹیکنالوجی کے ساتھ اہم قرار دیا گیا ہے۔ پاکستان کی یہ سب سے اہم صلاحیتوں میں مینٹیننس اور لاجسٹک سپورٹ شامل ہے، جو دفاعی نظام کو طویل عرصے تک فعال رکھنے میں اہم کردار ادا کرتے ہیں۔ پاکستان نے کئی دہائیوں میں جنگی آلات کی اسمبلی اور تعمیر نو کی صلاحیتوں میں نمایاں سرمایہ کاری کی ہے، جس سے اس کا دفاعی صنعتی ڈھانچہ مضبوط ہوا ہے۔ हैवी इंडस्ट्रीज़, टेक्सला, बख्तरबंद गाड़ियाँ, पाकिस्तान एरोनॉटिकल कॉम्प्लेक्स, जंगी और तरबती तैयारे और UAVs, जबकि कराची शिपयार्ड जंगी बहरी जहाज़ तैयार कर रहा है। नायब वज़ीर आज़म इसाक डार और नॉर्वे के वज़ीर ख़ारजा इस्लामाबाद में मुश्तरका प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस कर रहे हैं।
Of the existing Pakistan-Norway bilateral relations and agreed to undertake steps to enhance our relations as well as cooperation in all other areas of mutual interest, including trade and investment, education, defense, climate change, IT, and maritime affairs. Pakistan greatly values its relations with Norway and looks forward to further strengthening these ties in the days and weeks and months to come. It is a matter of great privilege and satisfaction that the bilateral political consultations between our two countries have become a regular feature. We are looking forward to hosting the next round of BPC in Islamabad later this year in the winter. Both sides agreed that our bilateral trade is below the potential of both economies and need to be enhanced through effective measures. Pakistan offers enormous investment opportunities to Norwegian companies, and it is heartening to see many leading Norwegian companies investing in Pakistan. A renowned Norwegian company, Yara International, is establishing a joint venture in plant nutrition with Fauji Fertilizer Company, Pakistan. Ladies and gentlemen, Excellencies, I hope this initiative will be a trailblazer for many more future projects between our two great countries. Our technology partnership with Norway is a success story. Pakistan IT exports to Norway have grown more than fivefold in the last 2 years, and I have no doubt that this is only the beginning. We also agreed on the expeditious finalization of various agreements and MOUs under process between our two countries and are in progress with different ministries in our respective countries. Pakistan share a convergence of perspectives on climate change. It was a very good discussion. It is heartening to note that Pakistan and Norway signed the MOU under Article 6 of the Paris Agreement on 1st of April this year. We also discussed cooperation in maritime affairs. I briefed my friend that Pakistan is one of the world's largest ship recycling facilities, and our strategic location makes it the most competitive and nearest recycling destination in this maritime region for ships coming from Norway. We are grateful to Norway's maritime authorities for their support in building capacity and providing technical training for Pakistan's shipbreaking industry, in line with the Hong Kong Convention. Ladies and gentlemen, both Pakistan and Norway agreed to enhance people-to-people contacts, which can become defining for our relations and serve as social and cultural bridges between the two countries. We also noted that Pakistan-Norway parliamentarian friendship groups have been established in the Senate and the National Assembly of Pakistan to promote cooperation between the two countries' parliamentary bodies. Labor mobility was also a key area that we discussed. We agreed to continue work on legal pathways for Pakistan's skilled manpower, stressing the need to combat human smuggling and illegal migration. Both sides agreed that by providing safe, orderly, and regular migration channels, we not only protect migrants' rights and lives, but also dismantle the illegal model of smuggling human rights networks. Both Pakistan and Norway share a commitment to multilateralism, the principles of the United Nations Charter, respect for sovereignty and territorial integrity, and the peaceful settlement of disputes. Our two countries remain actively engaged on issues related to UN Security Council, and the two sides have strong convergence of views on major issues. Building on our previous experience working together in international bodies and multilateral fora, both sides affirmed their desire to continue mutual support and consultations in such forums. Ladies and gentlemen, during our discussions, I briefed Excellency, my friend, and his delegation on the issue of Jammu and Kashmir, which remains one of the long-standing unresolved international disputes and has been on the UN Security Council agenda since 1948 with numerous resolutions adopted on it by the Security Council since then. I also briefed His Excellency, my friend, that India had added a new dimension to an already volatile security situation by unilaterally announcing the abeyance of Indus Water Treaty in contravention of international law. We reiterate that India must end the weaponization of water and uphold its treaty obligations under the international legal obligations. I also briefed His Excellency Foreign Minister of Norway on our diplomatic efforts to promote dialogue, de-escalation, and peaceful settlement of the US-Iran conflict. I am grateful to His Excellency for appreciating Pakistan's role as a mediator in the conflict. Excellency has been actively in contact with me throughout post-28th of February issue, and we have been exchanging notes and updating each other on the developments which have been taking place in this context. I also shared, and we also discussed, broadly the latest trilateral agreement between Turkey, Saudi Arabia, and Pakistan, the Mecca Joint Defense Agreement 2026. We had great discussion, and it happens all the three countries enjoy the best of relations with Norway, and His Excellency has been interacting with our common colleagues, the foreign ministers of all these countries. We agreed on the need to find peaceful solution to the international conflicts in full respect of the principles of international law and the UN Charter. I thank His Excellency, my dear friend, for his visit. I am confident that this visit will open a new chapter in Pakistan-Norway relations and will contribute to greater cooperation and mutual prosperity for the people of both countries in the years ahead. I thank you, Excellency. Over to you.
Your Excellency, Deputy Prime Minister, Foreign Minister Mohammad Isakhdar, dear friends, I'm really happy and honored to be here. It's correct that it's 10 years ago since the last foreign minister's visit, so it was about time. And I promised you many months ago that I would come, and today I live up to my promise, and I was looking very much forward to this visit, which is short but very effective. And I very much look forward to the remainder of this day, where I have many interesting meetings with the government, also with Field Marshal Munir and with other key players. I want to say, I echo everything that was said. It's a strong partnership between our two countries, between our two communities, the people of Pakistan and Norway. We have a sizable diaspora of Pakistani descent, Norwegian Pakistani citizens in Norway. Many of them are in key positions of politics and society, and are a very welcome contribution to our country. And the fact that we have so many people who know these two countries intimately should also be yet another argument for strengthening our economic ties. So as the Deputy Prime Minister said, we are also discussing that in the context of specifics, but also a desire to strengthen our trade relations in more structural ways, which will be a topic for upcoming discussions, including in the context of the EFTA-Pakistan partnership, which could be developed further, and that would provide for more economic relations for mutual benefit. I also really want to reiterate again our strong support for the very important role that Pakistan has taken in this very dramatic war that started on the 28th of February with the Israeli-US attack on Iran. Norway was one of the Western countries that were clearest and earliest in stating that this war in itself is a violation of international rules. If we stand up for international law, it has to apply to everyone, everywhere, all the time. And even if we have significant disagreements with Iran on other issues, they also have the right to be protected as a state, as we all have. That also means that we had an entry point to Iran, as well as we, as a close ally of the US, have excellent relations with Washington. And knowing this field of peace, mediation, facilitation, I know how hard it is. I know what a massive task you're taking on when you offered Islamabad, not only as the venue, but also as the facilitator of these talks. And I think that what you personally Mohammad Isagdar, but also your Prime Minister, the Field Marshal. What you have been doing is really a service to the world, and hence also to us. This matters to us as a citizen of the world. It matters also to us as a large shipping nation, because one, as you mentioned it yourself, we share an interest in open sea lanes, in the ability to trade in the high seas, and to respect the very important the Constitution of the Oceans, which is the UNCLOS, the UN Convention of the Law of the Seas. And whatever emerges from this tragic and unnecessary war in the Gulf, we need to protect the principle of free passage. I'm so happy that we see completely eye to eye on what has to be this. And I would like this opportunity again to send a message to anyone involved out there in that conflict, that this issue of free passage and an open strait is not an issue for the warring parties alone. It's a global issue that we have a shared interest in promoting. I was happy to have this opportunity to discuss other regional issues, ranging from Jammu Kashmir to Afghanistan, and of course the challenging relationship with that country, and also with activities stemming out of Afghanistan, a country we also know well and where we are also active. I was glad to learn more about this new trilateral defense cooperation. As you kindly mentioned, these are three countries with whom Norway have very good and close relations. Saudi Arabia is the country with whom we established the 2-year-old global alliance to promote the two-state solution in Palestine. And Norway has always had a strong dedication to making sure that the promise of what once was the Oslo Agreement one day is fulfilled, that we have a free, sovereign and independent Palestinian state living in peace with its neighbor Israel and all other neighbors. And we keep working on that. And I'm again very happy that this is also an issue where Pakistan and Norway totally agrees and cooperate. And likewise, I mentioned Saudi Arabia, also Turkey is a country that Norway works with closely. So we thought this was a very interesting development, and I was happy to have the opportunity to learn more about it. And then finally, I was very, in my relatively recent past, I was also Minister of Climate and Environment, and for that reason, I followed these negotiations very closely. I've seen the extreme effects on Pakistan of floods and other expressions of climate change. And I'm happy to have a foreign minister colleague that is so dedicated to that case. And we agreed that while, of course, we have specialized ministries for this, it's also a foreign policy issue. And if you need one additional argument for stopping wars, apart from relieving suffering and ending economic harm, it is that mankind should collectively try to focus on the real issues that requires real cooperative action, that includes combating nature loss, climate change, promoting global health, and fighting poverty. So these are all issues on our agenda, and thank you very much for hosting me in such a splendid way.
नायब वज़ीर आज़म इसहाक़ डार और नॉर्वे के वज़ीर ख़ारजा की मुश्तरका प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस